Hello and welcome to podcast number 3 of the MEW Podcast. I'm your host Dan Fitch. What a packed show we got for you this week, including a full rundown of everything that happened at this past Friday's Here We Go event. We're going to be looking ahead to Northern Bash, including a match announcement that was revealed this week on social media. We've got a full review of everything that happened, all the fallout from it, so stay tuned. We've got a packed show coming up. We saw last Friday at Here We Go, Prince Amin and Chris Renfrew went round the industry and literally chopped each other to death. It was one of the most intense matches I think I've ever seen in 13 years of doing MEW. Both men took each other to the limit, but in the end it was Chris Renfrew that walked out victorious. But he just didn't leave it there, did he? He had to then go and continue to attack Prince Amin. He attacked Jose Malego, went to pile drive him. Thankfully, myself and ShreddyBrek were there to make sure that didn't happen. And then that's led us to where we are now, heading into Northern Bash next month. It's going to be one-on-one ShreddyBrek versus Chris Renfrew. The stakes could not be any higher in this one. What we've got happening is if ShreddyBrek is victorious, which I'm sure he is, it is going to be Chris Renfrew will have to go around and personally apologise to every single member in that audience for his despicable actions over the last year, from taking Jason Prime out, from attacking referees, from attacking Jose Malego, attacking wrestlers, no less giving me the Stone Cold Stunner twice, disgusting, reprehensible behaviour. He will then go at the back and clean the Innisfree toilets with the world's smallest toothbrush. He'll have glasses to clean, floors to mop. I think it's a suitable and fitting punishment for Chris Renfrew. If, on the other hand, I don't even have any words if this was to happen, if Chris Renfrew is victorious, he will become the MEW General Manager. It does not bear thinking about. He will have power beyond what he currently has as a wrestler. He will be able to make decisions, make matches. He will be able to hire and fire people. I can't even think of anything worse than putting MEW into the hands of Chris Renfrew. So come on, Shreddy. We are all behind you here. You've got to win. You've got to shut him up for good. I would love it, if Chris Renfrew was to lose here. I think all of the MEW crowd would as well. Come on, Shreddy. Now let's take a look back at what happened at Here We Go this past Friday. Let's start off with the vacant MEW tag team titles, made vacant when Baz Ban mysteriously disappeared, which left Rory Coyle without a partner. He's gone into the singles division, so we needed to crown new tag team champions. Before I tell you who won and give you a review of the match, here is some words that we had from Joe Rage and the Rogues Gallery prior to this encounter.
MEW, I'm supposed to be doing rehab on my shoulder today, but it's too painful and it's too much of a slap in the face every single time I do it because of you two rogues. Because of you two snakes. I couldn't have a special night debuting with my brother at the Toon Tussle, aggravating my old shoulder injury, just because you couldn't bear to have us ahead of you. If I'm able to make it to MEW on the 17th, you two are going to regret setting foot in the streets of Rage. If I'm MEW rogues, here we go.
Joe Rage, I've seen your little video that you've posted, and see, me and Stan would like to say that we're sorry, but we're not. Because this tag match was announced weeks ago. This tag match for the vacant MEW titles was issued before anything happened. And you see, you forgot about us. Because at Toon Tussle, you made it about you and that stupid big brother of yours, Benji. But you see, you're not going to forget about us again. So you're going to realise that me and Stan are one of the most dangerous tag teams you're going to come up against. If you didn't realise that at Toon Tussle, you're going to find out this Friday. Because you see, if you do show up, we're not going to put you out for a couple of weeks. We're going to put you out for good.
Here we go.
dead end.
And new MEW Tag Team Champions! Yes, it's Joe and Benji, the Brothers Rage, defeated the Rogues Gallery at Here We Go. What an incredible encounter it was between the two. I think the Rogues Gallery came into it quite confident that they attacked and injured Joe Rage. They came out of it though, defeated. Well done to Joe and his big brother Benji. An incredible performance. New MEW Tag Team Champions. Both incredible performers, and really looking forward to seeing how they now lead the MEW Tag Team division. The division is heating up, probably hotter than it's ever been. We've got some incredible tag teams. You think the Rogues Gallery that we've just mentioned, although they lost, they have looked very impressive over the last few shows. The Cosplay Kings, what performances again, we'll come on to them in a moment, but what performance from them over this last year. We've also got the Biker Mole, currently undefeated as a tag team here in MEW. We've also got the whole new World Order as well, Amir Jordan and Prince Amin, who are also undefeated. A huge, fantastic tag team division. Really excited to see some of the defences that the Brothers Rage have got coming up. Their match for Northern Bash will be announced soon. But well done to Joe and Benji. Very, very well done. Like I say, fantastic match. Great way it was to start the show. Now let's look back at the rest of Here We Go. And so, Assassin, the beast from the Northeast, is still your MEW Northeast champion.
Yeah, no.
That is because him and Nikki Starr, the Cosplay Kings, came dressed out as possibly my favourite one so far, Little Britain. Fantastic, hilarious introduction to their match, as you can see from the photo. I think they're absolute spit and dabs of Matt Lucas and David Williams playing those characters. They faced off, or should I say Assassin faced off, against Mick, or the Biker Mole, straight from Shields Road. In his corner was the bonniest of all the Marks, Bonnie Mark. Very hard-hitting encounter between the two. Assassin came out victorious, kept his Northeast title. I can reveal that Assassin will be defending the Northeast title once more at Northern Bash on the 28th of September next month in a one-on-one encounter, still to be signed. Assassin has asked for some real competition going into this one. It's our 13th anniversary. Assassin is the only man who's competed on every single Northern Bash. He was there day one 13 years ago, when he competed in a triple threat against Sheamus from WWE and D'Lo Brown from WWE. So, huge encounter it's going to be at Northern Bash next month. Can Assassin retain the MEW Northeast title? There's only one way to find out, and that is be there in person. Tickets are on sale now. Next up, we had women's triple threat action. I said going into this one, whoever won it will probably be a shoo-in for getting some form of title shot against MEW Women's Champion Sami Zayn at some point. The eventual winner was Little Miss Roxy. She's definitely been on something of a roll. It seems the only time she does get defeated is when she goes up against Sami Zayn. In this match, she defeated her arch nemesis Gemini and newcomer making her debut, Molly Spartan. Fantastic match between the three of them. Gemini coming out with a new outfit, a new persona. She looked definitely all business. Molly Spartan, on the other hand, not really endearing herself to the MEW faithful, getting in a few of their faces. Certainly being very upfront about her own, the way she was going to go into this match, and her own abilities. Really good encounter, as I say, between the three. Roxy coming out victorious in the end. A well-deserved win. Does that mean, though, that Little Miss Roxy is going to get the shot at the MEW Women's Championship next month? Maybe, maybe not. Haven't quite decided on that one yet, but she is certainly a contender for that title at the moment. And then we had something of a bit of a surprise, thing that I wasn't really expecting to happen. Adam Christ was in attendance. Adam, who we last saw back in March at YI Mania 2. Prior to that, I don't think he'd wrestled in a few months. Wasn't really factored in to be part of the show. He just happened to be in attendance. Our esteemed ring announcer, Sexual Chocolate, Mickey B, got him into the ring to get his thoughts on an upcoming encounter. And then, a shock of all shocks, the return of the Nightmare Cavero after nearly a year out injured. Yes, he is back, making another return. It is Cavero. We thought at first Cavero would come out and be just yet have a chinwag with his old friend Adam Christ. If you remember, and probably not many of you do, we'll have to go all the way back to 2013 to remember this. The very first show at the Innisfree from MEW, Guevara actually made his debut at that show in Adam Christ's corner as his bodyguard. Yep, not a lot of people know that. From that point on, the two kind of remained friends, except in 2015 they went to war alongside Sabu in a very hard-hitting encounter which involved thumbtacks and tables and all sorts of manner of household items. Guevara came out. We thought at first he was there just to see his old friend Adam Christ. It ended up getting in Adam Christ's face, and just when we thought Adam might be saying that he's wanting to step away from wrestling, that doesn't look like it's happening. Adam, I can reveal, has signed a new contract to remain part of the MEW roster. Guevara hasn't, and I'm not sure we're going to give him one. Kind of disrespectful behaviour that he's shown towards Adam on this show is completely out of order. So Adam, welcome back. Guevara, not sure what you were doing. I'm not sure you had any business being there. And next time, I think we're going to have to ramp up security, I think, to make sure there's no more interventions from Guevara. So the next encounter was one between the returning Sean Only, who I hadn't seen Sean since May of 2016 when he was part of that year's 4-way war. In that time, he's gone on to win a variety of titles all across the UK. He's been a champion all over the place. He currently still is. TNT, Wrestle Island, etc, etc. Really good to see him back. One person who wasn't too happy to see him was ShreddyBrek. The two had a very hard-hitting encounter, which ended up with a spear from Shreddy and the 1-2-3. Sean did say he was out to save us, save the MEW fans, save the fans in the Northeast. Not really sure how many of them needed saved, but one man who didn't was ShreddyBrek with a very impressive victory. His second on in the row, after he beat Boris Kozlov in July last month. This then takes him on now to face Chris Renfrew next month. Huge encounter that's going to be. ShreddyBrek getting those wins, definitely on something of a winning streak, and another great match here. ShreddyBrek versus Aaron Echo. Definitely the most controversial match of the evening. We'll come on to why in just a moment. For the Calling Spots title that Aaron Echo defeated ShreddyBrek for last November at Clash of the Rajas. They've faced each other a couple more times since. Aaron Echo always seems to have ShreddyBrek's number. Every time I've seen them face off, he's always just that one step ahead of Drake. Going into this one, you'd have to say that Drake has been again on something of a roll. Won the Toon Tussle last month, beating 14 other competitors. He's had some fantastic victories so far this year. One surprise for me was that Jason Prime, the Primate, MEW's Alpha Enforcer, decided to be at ringside to make sure, I think probably there was no shenanigans from Aaron Echo's Glasgow friends, and also for ShreddyBrek, possibly to maybe keep Adam Max. It wasn't scheduled to be there at Bay, who knows, but he was decided to be at ringside. Very close encounter between the two, really could have gone either way. During the match, Drake struck Primate in his jaw. I feel, watching it myself, that it was completely accidental. He didn't mean to do it, but that is a broken jaw that's currently held together with just wire. Primate really not happy about it. Quite surprised that he took matters into his own hands. He is the head of security, he is the Alpha Enforcer. He really shouldn't be getting involved with the other wrestlers, but he took it upon himself when Drake was on the top rope to perform what I presume was a swanton, to push him off the top rope onto the floor, which allowed Aaron Echo to then get the victory and retain the Calling Spots title. That takes us into next month. ShreddyBrek will be getting a shot at the MEW British Heavyweight title when he goes one-on-one with the World Heavyweight Champion Adam Maxted. What part will the Primate play in this, if any? He's certainly had his issues with both Adam Maxted and now ShreddyBrek over the last couple of months. Neither men were particularly happy with the Alpha Enforcer. What's going to happen? We'll have to wait and see. But yep, a very controversial ending to this one. And that brings us on to our main event of the evening for MEW. Here we go. It was this last true sick boy, Rory Coyle, going one-on-one with Grado. Going into this, Grado never been defeated in a singles encounter in MEW in the 4 years that he's been wrestling for us. Rory Coyle recently just making the transition into singles wrestling. This one I feel could have gone either way. The crowd were very, very firmly on Grado's side. It will be uploaded in full to the MEW YouTube channel over the next couple of weeks. So please make sure you keep your eyes out for that one. The entrance, the match, absolutely incredible. I think from everyone there, the over 250 people that were in attendance, we all agree it was probably not going to hear this quite often about one of Rory Coyle's matches. It was hilarious. Fantastic entertainment from both of the wrestlers. There was spots where they're running around the ring, getting a few beers in, both showing off, both getting one-upmanship, both sticking their fingers in places they maybe shouldn't be. It has to be seen to be believed. Fantastic encounter from the two of them. In the end, it was Grado getting the 1-2-3, maintaining his undefeated singles streak in main event wrestling. Love to see and hopefully see him back soon in an MEW ring. But what an impressive performance also from Rory Coyle. As I said, quite new to the singles world within MEW since he made his debut last January. What will he be doing at Northern Bash next month? Not quite sure yet, but he's certainly looking to up the competition here in MEW and really make a name for himself. And that brings us to a close for this week's edition of the MEW podcast, podcast number 3. Hope you've enjoyed it, and we are looking to get some interviews and some other features over the coming weeks. If there's anything you would love to see or anyone you'd love to hear from in the world of main event wrestling, please share it. Please message on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram or YouTube and let us know. Please like and share the post as well. We'd love you to subscribe to the YouTube channel while you're there. You are going to see the whole of Here We Go uploaded onto the YouTube channel very, very soon, with commentary provided by Tom Campbell and myself. So definitely something to look forward to. It was a fantastic evening of wrestling. Speaking of which, we are back Friday the 28th of September, back at the Innisfree in Long Benton for MEW Northern Bash. Not hyperboling when I say it is the biggest wrestling event of the year for MEW. It is the biggest show. It is our 13th anniversary. 1-3. We've been around since 2005. How amazing. It is going to be some huge matches, 7 huge encounters on this night, and we've announced one of them so far, which is Chris Renfrew versus ShreddyBrek, and with everything on the line, there's going to be 6 more encounters coming up soon. Make sure that you follow us on Facebook and Twitter to find out what they are, and I'm sure we will also share the details here on the podcast. Until next time, I'm Dan Fitch. Thank you so much for listening. Have a great week, everybody.